Hello and welcome to another Factorio mod spotlight. I'm Exterminator and thank you so much for joining me today. And we are covering a really cool mod that I'm actually surprised is not in the game. So this one is the Production Potential Statistics GUI. A bit of a mouthful there. This one's fairly new, about a week old, and it does basically what the name would indicate. It adds an extra screen to your production statistics screen that shows you the potential you have for producing materials. So basically, phrased in a different way, it shows you the potential, your maximum production potential, if all your machines are working fully and correctly. And in pretty much almost any factory, it's actually going to be fairly rare for everything to be working like all the time as it should be, at least in my factories. So I'm in my Supplying Atlantis mega base here. To show this off, and if we go to production with the P key, you can see it adds this screen over here on the right. And we're going to switch to the 1 minute view so it's easier to compare. So this is going to show the potential for making everything that I am making, or maybe everything in the game, if all the machines I have set up for it and such were actually working, fully supplied on 100% of the time. And this is just cool because this can help you figure out, what is severely lacking and by how much, because this is telling you, well, you can do this much, but you're only doing this much. So let's take a look at a few things. Now, some of them are going to match up because some of them I am actually producing fully. But we'll start with modules. So we'll look at speed module 3s here. So the speed module 3s, we are actually making fully. So this is an example where it does match up. We're making 8 a minute, and this says we can make 7.6 a minute. And this doesn't really give decimals, so that's why it's maybe a little mismatch there. If we look up something like explosive cannon shells, these are also going to match. But there were some things I found that don't match. So like laser turrets, when I looked previously when testing this out, they did not match because we were actually falling a bit behind here. And again, this does match. So in some cases, it may just match up and confirm, what you know. But as you can see here, it is actually dropping down. So now we can see, well, if everything's running as it should be, we should be making about 64 a minute. And we can look here and be like, okay, well, there is some sort of bottleneck because we're not making this. We're making, now we're making 56, 57 a minute. And you could look at this for basically anything. So if we look at, so I think my blue circuits might be something because my blue circuits are having some problems right now. So we're going to look for processing units, and currently they're running fully. They do periodically run out of sulfuric acid, so it's very possible that this will eventually drop down. And you could just look through, or if there's something specific that you're bottlenecked on, but you want to know how much you could make if it were working, instead of going through all these calculations and stuff, this should tell you. We can, again, just look at everything, and again, things match up. But here's an example. So the flamethrower ammo, we're currently making 62 a minute, 64 a minute, even though we have the potential to make about 84 a minute. So we are about 20 short per minute of what we actually could make if this were working fully. And this is, you can look at this for all kind of stuff. I would maybe give this a few minutes to kind of calculate things out, at least a minute, since it's based on a minute. Because when I first loaded this in and looked at it, like 15 seconds after loading in, these numbers were different than they are now. So I think maybe you just need to give it a minute or two to fully figure out like your per minute rate with all your machines and stuff. So maybe give that a minute, but it does seem to be staying static at this point. As it should, seeing as, unless you change machines around, add or subtract them, this should stay the same over here, because this is your max potential. So there you go. That is the mod. I think it's very cool, very helpful. Honestly, something I would love in the base game. And as far as settings go, there are none. There's no research. This is just, a visual, a quality of life thing that is added on. I highly recommend it. I say this about some mods and then forget to do it, but I really think I might want to add this to my games, this one and future games as well, because this is just really, really helpful to kind of just compare how you're doing compared to how you could be doing. So there you go, guys. That's going to do it. Link in the description to the mod portal page. We can check this out if you'd like. And if you have any thoughts, questions, leave them down below. If you did enjoy and found it helpful and think mod's cool, feel free to leave a like. It's appreciated. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to keep up with all new content. And until next time, I look forward to seeing you all, and do take care.